That's how I became
this sober vet.
Don't live, don't live, don't live.
Our mission is to normalize sobriety with veterans who are using and abusing substances in a harmful, self-medicating way. All right, welcome, world. We made it. We're at episode 24. We're one episode from the season 1 closer. Can't believe it. It's crazy.
Andy,
right? Isn't
we
that
are
wild?
moving right along.
Dr. T, one thing I want to start with is somewhat of a celebration. I have not thrown up in 3 years. I have not woken up with a hangover in 3 years. I have not woken up, grabbed my phone, and went, holy crap, why did I text that in 3 years? Like, I have not spent a penny on alcohol in 3 years. Like, I'm just loving life. That's a beautiful thing.
That is wonderful.
Woo.
Congratulations to you, Joe.
Thank you. And one day I'm going to be saying 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Yeah, it's just going to keep
That is
growing.
wonderful.
So I hope welcome, Dr. T. I'm sorry. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're feeling better. We missed you last episode.
Yes, I missed you guys too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was under the weather, but you know what? I'm back.
She's
I'm back today.
It happens
Ready
to
to
the
go.
best of us. Yep.
Yeah,
Cool. So we're going to start by getting everybody therapized. Are you ready?
let's get it.
Let's do it. So I have a question for
Mhm.
you. What's one thing therapists wish veterans knew before their first session?
Okay. Well, I'd say that, therapy is not about judgment or weakness. It's about, working together. Many veterans expect the therapist to fix them or to dig into things they're not ready to talk about. In reality, the first session is about building trust, learning what matters most to the veteran, and setting a pace that feels safe. So, therapy is more of a collaborative process.
Nice. That's a great
Yeah.
answer. I love that. So
Yeah.
follow-up question. What's one myth about therapy you'd like to bust?
That therapy is only for broken people.
Mm.
And true therapy is for anyone who wants to understand themselves better, heal, and grow.
I'm freaking standing. I love that
Okay.
answer. That's awesome.
Okay. Yes.
Y-
It's for everybody.
It's for everybody. And everybody
It's for
out there, y'all just been therapized.
You got it.
Nice.
Thanks, Joe.
So thank you, Dr. T. So I'm excited to jump into today's guest. We have Joe Rodriguez with us. He is a Marine veteran with a wild redemption story. So welcome to the show, Joe.
Hi, nice to see y'all.
Yeah,
Glad to be here.
it's an honor. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate your time. And yeah, we're just going to dive right in. So of all the branches, tell us the story of why and how you became a Marine.
My father was a Marine, so pretty much growing up, I was a little Marine.
Nice.
And then like one of the first lessons I remember actually is Marines don't cry. I was about 3, so that was a really cool lesson to learn at the time.
Mm.
But so just growing up, being raised, my both grandfathers served in World War II. My tata, he was in Patton's army, and he was in Africa and France, Italy or Sicily, I believe.
Nice.
And my other grandfather, he was in the Pacific Theater on the SS Mulala, and they have 5 battle stars.
Wow.
And then all of my uncles and an aunt, they all served in the military. So it's just, it was there for me to look at. I went to Bishop Amat Memorial High School. It's a Catholic high school. So I had some discipline and structure in my life. When I graduated, I went to DeVry, thought I was going to be rich real quick, learn computers
Mhm.
and jump on that wave. But that stuff's kind of boring. And I found myself in Dallas. I had followed a girl from LA to Dallas, and that didn't work out. But I had a blast living out there.
Right.
I came back home. I was 22 at the time. I wasn't doing anything. And I just walked into the Marines and the recruiting center and said, hey, man, it was so easy. They didn't even have to lie to me. I was like, I'm just ready to sign
Like,
up.
I
You know what I mean?
Yep. It's in my
Um,
blood.
right? Like, I was
Right.
like, this is going to be, dude, you're stoked. You're going to hit your quota. Bro. We took the ASVAB. That worked out. I got to pick my job. I chose to be a nuclear, biological, chemical defense specialist
Okay,
because I
NBC.
thought it sounded real.
Yeah.
BC, right?
Yeah,
Mr.
Yeah.
Mop 4. Yeah,
5711.
there you go. Okay.
I love that stuff.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. I did it really like who knew CS gas could taste so good, honestly.
So, Dr. T, do you remember the MRE you ate the day in boot camp when you went to the gas chamber?
I don't
Oh, you
remember
don't?
that
I thought
MRE.
everyone remembered
No.
that. Joe, do you remember yours?
No.
You don't? Man, I thought everyone
No.
remembered.
From the day of the gas chamber?
Yeah.
I
No.
have no idea. You remember,
I
Joe?
do. It was
Yeah.
Frankfurters because I remember after the gas chamber, I was like burping up. I'm like, oh, this is like, yeah, it was
Oh,
so
Oh.
weird.
well, that's why you remember.
That's funny. All right, sorry, Joe. So continue. I just had to ask that real quick.
No worries. Yeah, that's a good one. So I actually signed up in July. I'm a rare bird. I signed up for the Marine Corps during peacetime. Which I guess it's been a while since anyone's done that.
Mhm, mhm.
uh, then September 11th happened. And so then I realized, cool, I'm going to get what every Marine signs up to get. I
Mhm.
hit boot camp in February. Was that 2002? Then I went to Missouri for the summer, Fort Leonard Wood, where they do the NBC training.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Got to my unit in October. And then by April, we were in Iraq.
Damn.
So
Wow.
that's a great way to join the
You were
Corps if
jumping
you're going to
right
be a
in.
Marine,
Yeah,
you know.
Uh-huh.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't really have to do much, man. I was like, here I am. I'm an FNG. Let me do all the crappy stuff you guys have.
Hmm.
And it was awesome.
Nice.
Wow.
So we got to go over, do our stuff. It was weird, you know, it's like the Wild West out there.
Mhm.
I went again in 08, 09. And I would say like 08, 09, it was almost like Garrison at that point.
Really?
It was
Okay.
just so structured.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
in the beginning, there was nobody there. I mean,
Madness.
it was just
Yeah.
us.
Right.
Yeah, you could do whatever you wanted.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
good and bad, actually.
Right.
Um,
So being in that early, how were your supplies at the time? Did you guys have water? Did you have what you needed, or was it scarce?
we had water, we had a ton of chow
Nice.
because some people didn't, right? But like the way it works is they're giving you 3 chows a day per troop.
Mm.
And those things get backed up somewhere, and nobody's eating 3 chows a day,
Hmm.
right? So you just
Oh.
have a ton. And then when you can't get rid of them, we burn them
Oh,
like
Oh.
pallets, just burning them.
wow.
It's like sickening a little bit.
Right?
Like, can we just give these away to these people? They're starving.
Yeah. Or at least take the snacks out. Like, let me get them Skittles, and then you could burn it.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
So we had all that. What we didn't have though, we had canvas doors on the Humvees. I was a driver for a high back. So the high back, that's just like a pickup truck with a piece of canvas over the
Right. No
top.
protection. Yep.
No sappy plates, um, and no up armor on any of the vehicles. They just we went as is.
Wow.
Because I was a driver, I got a lot of alone time. I would drop off a major to go to a meeting,
Mhm.
and he would just say, "Hey, meet me back here," and we'd be like on an army base. And so I'd cruise around. I'd pick up Gatorade. I'd pick up cots.
Nice.
Okay.
I got sappy plates for myself and my
There you
crew.
go. Okay.
So
See?
hey guys, look what I stole.
Nice.
If your name's not on it, they don't want
Right.
it.
You
Um,
tactfully acquired it.
That's it. Uh-huh.
exactly.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Nice.
Just went shopping. It was nice. It's a big old PX as far as I'm concerned. Um, See, that was a lot of fun. Towards the end, man, you probably couldn't be doing that stuff. They're counting things and paying attention.
Hmm.
What we didn't have, you know, what messed with me was our NVGs. We had them, but they
Mhm.
weren't that good.
Mm.
And so, like, if you're as a driver at night trying to go fast, those roads, it's not like they dug out the road and then put some base rock in and filled it back up and then asphalt, right? It's just
Mhm.
tar on top of sand. So it's all, but you can feel that. You could tell when you're on that, right?
Yeah.
But then at night, if you're on a sand road, it's just white, off white, and white,
Mm.
Oh,
and
no,
then
no,
all
no.
green.
Yep.
And
That's tough.
it's like you're driving by the seat of your pants
Hmm.
because you're like, oh, that doesn't feel like road. Oh no, okay, that feels like road.
Wow.
And
Wow.
like towards the end, man, we had a couple close calls. I
Yeah.
was in the back of an up back that we kind of went off the side. We ended up on our
Mm.
side. Everybody was
Oh
okay.
wow.
And then I started getting real superstitious there at the end about driving. And I was like, man, put me in the back of the truck. I
Don't
don't
wanna
want to do this
drive.
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I went next to a cliff and I was like, oh my God, dude,
Mm.
how I don't want to be responsible for this. Can we get some
Mhm.
better gear?
Mhm. Right. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, so that kind of bugged me about myself there. But other than that, it was we did everything we had to do. We had some prisoners that we dealt with that, that's actually what bugs me about myself sometimes because I look back and you kind of realize that you hurt people maybe you shouldn't have hurt. And maybe,
Mm.
you hurt people you should have hurt,
Mhm.
but there are other,
Mhm.
other people get hurt in the process.
Mhm.
Okay.
Uh, or you see people maybe where I saw people do something
Yeah.
and I laughed it off. And then later on, it's like a big thing. So like I never did this, but like they would do this game because prisoners, they talk all the time and I don't speak that language. So shut up, no talking is a phrase that they learn to say because we say it so much. And they start saying it back to us. And it's like, but seriously, shut up, no talking. I don't know what you're saying right now. And I'm walking in here to give you some food. I don't know if you're telling that guy something right now.
Mhm.
So, and also, you're in the middle of the desert, you haven't been home in a while, you're tired, and we have to give these guys the good MREs, and we have to give these guys the cold water, and oh, we have to give these guys the good stuff because we have to take care of them because we have a reputation to maintain.
Mhm.
But then, kind of like the E3s and the non-rates, like we start suffering.
Mm.
So, and then we get pissed off. So when they wouldn't stop talking at night, the guys would do hand sanitizer. It was called the Ring of Fire. And then you would light it on fire, and the hand sanitizer would go up, but it would burn away really quickly. It would scare them. They would shut up, I assume. I had day shifts, so I didn't play this game. Well, one day they put it on the dude's hands
Mhm.
Mm.
and but also the ring. And it ran up the drops and caught his hands on fire.
Oh, wow.
And he had
Uh.
two big old blisters, which somebody thought were blister agent and thought that he had been working with chemical agents.
Mm.
So
Mm.
then there was this investigation, and we all got together, and it was nobody knew anything. Um, and that was kind of the end of the investigation. But the two guys that did it eventually at the end, their conscience got them and they came up and they told the truth. And I feel bad for our major. I mean, you know how it is when you're in the military, that chain of command, boom, because something bad
Right.
happened. He had to go home.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I mean, and all he was doing was trying to treat people from their own country who's trying to treat them right. And because of that,
Mhm.
he got to go early. There's a
Mm.
lot of little weird stuff like that that's heartbreaking. And that guy, he died like a few years later. He's opening up a letter at home all by himself. Kind of breaks my
Oh.
heart to think about that.
Wow.
Mm.
But yeah, you get to see those things, what you would do and what you wouldn't do to people when you have the opportunity.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One of the first things is we're crossing the border. y- There's like a lot of people and they want stuff from you. And so we had sticks because you can't shoot them. You're hitting them, keep them off, and I'm driving, and they have this little kid was standing in the road. He's in a diaper. He's a baby, like three, maybe
Mm.
not three.
Mhm.
And my gun, he's yelling at me, "Don't stop! Don't stop! Don't!" And I'm like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! What do you mean, don't stop? It's a baby!"
Mm.
And then at the last minute, it jumped out of the way. And after that, I was
Wow.
pissed. I was like, "You son of a bitch! Well,
Yeah.
that was a game. You were trying to get me to." And then once you kind of see that, you realize, okay, they're doing this. So
Mhm.
then it kind of takes the guilt away a little bit. You realize, okay, now we're playing a real game here, or it's not a game. This is life and death.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If we stop, we're fucked.
Mhm.
I'd rather make it home,
Right.
right? And
Mhm.
so I'm going home, and all my buddies were going home,
Mhm.
and too bad, get out of the way.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of the mindset you take on. You learn
Yeah.
these people are going to mess with you. They're gonna try and steal stuff from you. You got to keep, and it looks mean. You got to, sometimes there are kids that you do kick away. There are adults that are grown men
Mhm.
that you do get away from you because they don't understand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But also, like, I mean, there's a language barrier. In '03, there's AK-47s everywhere. Everyone has one. They can drive around with them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In '08, '09, I was a gunner on a that was our gig. Was transporting. We were in the El Anbar province, and we were just band-aids, bullets, beans, day in, day out. And there was a lot more rules and you couldn't shoot and stuff, but they were like a lot more aggressive and getting way close to vehicles. Like they weren't scared. There was nothing we could really do. You had pen flares. They weren't scared of pen flares.
Mhm.
A
Mhm.
green beam dazzler. That's like going to a rave. Like they're stoked. Yeah, they'll dance for that.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
got to learn to be aggressive and find other ways to keep your convoy safe and always have a protective posture.
Right.
But back to '03. So then we got back in October and everything was good. I got married
Oh, nice.
in '04.
Okay.
Okay.
Congrats.
Um, it was over really quickly though,
Mm.
because I'd only been visiting her on the weekends in Santa Cruz here.
Mhm.
And then when we got married, it was like, oh, I like weekend you. I don't like weekday you. And that her thing was like, oh, you just want to move home. And I'm like, well, here it is since '04. And it's what, 20 years later, I'm still here.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
But there's where drinking kind of came into play there. That was I had learned I could cope with drinking by that point.
Attention veteran entrepreneurs, we've got a special announcement just for you. Marathon Business Advisory Services is proud to present a unique opportunity, a J-Dog franchise, veteran owned and ready for its next chapter. Whether you're looking to own your first business or grow through acquisition, this could be the perfect fit. And the best part, it's completely confidential, with no cost and no obligation to explore the opportunity. Just reach out to Jay Calandra at j.calandra@marathonbas.com to learn more. Support veteran success. Build your future. Let Marathon guide the way.
By the time I was 23 years old, getting ready to get divorced, I had learned that I could use drugs and alcohol to escape
Right.
from any of
Okay.
my feelings or anything.
Mhm.
And the
Okay.
way I learned that was from watching my dad. So
Mhm.
my life, it's like a movie that I had already seen.
Wow.
Yeah.
My dad went to Vietnam. He was a sniper. He was in Carlos Taka's platoon. So that's kind of cool. But just growing up, like my parents got divorced when I was 5. And I think that my Superman kind of died when I was 5 because my dad was my hero.
Mhm.
And he was a Marine. He was, it was everything that like a kid should look at his dad.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you find out he's just a drunk and a womanizer. And it
Mm.
kind of like, it kills you a lot on the inside. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't know what I mean. Hopefully you don't know what I mean.
Right.
So, but then I got to see him drunk pretty much 95% of the time. Drugs, alcohol, around women, all kinds of things that kids should not be seeing. But it's making an impact on me. I'm
Mhm.
learning things. I'm figuring
Mhm.
out how things work. And it's almost like I'm like Eddie Haskell. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Oh, right away, sir. But on the inside, I'm learning all these other things that I shouldn't know how to do already.
Mhm.
So then I won a Red Ribbon Week essay contest in 6th grade for writing an essay on why I wouldn't do drugs and alcohol.
Wow.
I wrote it about my dad. I
Ah.
won $100,
Nice.
and then I used that $100 to buy weed later.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
Man.
That's funny. But thank you, state of California. Um, so then I went to high school and we have a graduation. And like, so my father shows up drunk at all events. If you have a father who's an alcoholic or an alcoholic in the family, you know what that's like. And you're like, oh, crap. So you try not to invite him to stuff.
Mm.
And I didn't invite him to my graduation. But he showed up anyways, drunk as expected. So you graduate on a football field. You walk across the blacktop to the gymnasium to turn in your gown and cap. And then you go home. Well, on my walk from the football stadium through the basketball court got stopped. But my dad tried to give me a present. And I don't know what I said to him. I said something smart. He said, I raised you better than that. And then
Mm.
I laughed because logically, no, you didn't. And it was hilarious to me. And then I
Mm.
was like, I'll kick your ass right now, old man. And I remember old man hit him. I got him. And then we were all at it. And then my friends had to pull us apart there. So there we are, me and my dad, our graduation in front of my family and friends going at it at the fucking basketball court.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Um, so then I went and turned in my cap and gown. And then I went to my house, probably to drop off some clothes or something, whatever, pick up something. I don't know. But I just remember thinking, I'll show him. And I had this bottle. It must have been tequila. And I slammed that bottle so fast. And that's where I learned that. I remember that exact moment. Bottoms up, and everything felt a little bit better.
Mm.
Mhm.
Nothing got better.
Right.
I just learned a negative thing to do. So then, now back to my divorce. It's 2004. I'm realizing how I can get through life by drinking here and there and using drugs here and there. I have a prescription for Adderall, so I'm using that to escape from things. I have a job as a carpenter. I'm actually really good at my job. People hire me all the time. Everybody loves Joe. People love having me around. Uh, but I'm hiding a secret. I'm on drugs all
Mhm.
the time. And I'm
Mhm.
actually not even trying to hide it. I make jokes about it because if you say it, people don't believe you.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I did 3
Mhm.
fat whites before I got here. Oh, he would never admit to that.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
but I did. So from 2004, I got divorced in 2007, and it was like a long 2.5 years. Every time I say this, people laugh, but it's the truth. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. My ex-wife would hit me and
Mhm.
beat me. She'd left scratch marks here, scratch marks on my chest. She had hit me several times.
Mm,
The
Mhm.
last night of our marriage, I was already sleeping in a different room. She was trying to get into the room. I was trying to prevent her from getting into the room. We had both been drinking. She had had more than I had. I could not keep her out of the room. I let the door come open. I fell on top of her and I jumped up and hauled ass to the phone and called 911 immediately and let them know what was happening. And the cops came. There were 3 cop cars there. And I know what all the neighbors thought was going to happen when they saw those cop cars and blue and red lights, but it was her that got walked out in cuffs, not me.
mm.
I was like, yeah, see,
See, yeah. Wow.
Mhm.
it happens the other way around too.
It does. It
Mhm.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the police officers had no reason to take my side. I'm standing there in some camouflage cutoffs, no shirt, tattoo, drunk,
Mhm.
with probably with my hair all messed up, and she's got blonde hair and green eyes. Like who? Like I, if I had to roll the dice on who was going to be in cuffs, yeah, it would be me.
Right. Wow.
uh, so that's important. Not only is it important to get help if you have alcohol issues, but like if your wife is beating you, you need to get help for that too because it's okay. It happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Happens to people.
Yep.
Yep.
So then I thought I went to the Marine Corps ball. I was single at the time, and as one does at a Marine Corps ball, we get ripped. I remember this speech about. I just remember there was a speech about being gung ho by some general, and I knew I was going to be getting out, and I was like, you know what? Let's bookend this thing with another tour because I knew there was a group of guys going. I make sure to let some people know, some Marines know that hey, when we get back, I'm going to volunteer. Make sure you sign me up for this. I'm going to go with this truck debt. And then I remember waking up underneath the sink in someone else's hotel.
Mm,
And
mm,
I don't really know how I got there. I had my dress blue bottoms on. I didn't know where my top was. I'm looking in the mirror and I got like one gray hair, my first gray hair right there. And I was like, oh shit, it's one of those. And I pull it out and I walk out and everyone's laughing. They're going, oh man, that was a great night. And I don't know. Was it?
You tell me.
Wow.
So apparently
Mm.
I mean, and that's not my first blackout at a Marine Corps function. This is just the worst one. I was like yelling across. We were at a casino in Reno, and coming down the escalator, I'm yelling at somebody, waving my hand, and then I pass out face first and ride the escalator all the way down.
Mm,
Then I get up and I'm like stealing drinks from the bar, and but like nobody stops me. I don't know how I got away with so much for so long.
mhm.
Like I
Mm.
I almost dared the world to catch me. And I don't like drunk driving. There's just so many things. I should have been in trouble. I'm so lucky. So that night, I end up next to the our platoon commander, a major, and I obviously I didn't like him because I started making fun of him immediately. And he has a lisp, so I started imitating his
Mm,
lisp and then just calling him a pencil pushing major. And like, oh my god, just the
Wow.
worst things you could say.
man.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I didn't get promoted all that much, I'll tell you that right now, in case you were wondering. Yeah, then, like, when we got back, he came in and he was trying to chew me out, but I'm kinda dumb, I didn't realize he was chewing me out. What he wanted to do was make fun of me in front of everybody and make me feel like I guess I made him feel, but I didn't know that's what was happening. So then I just started going back and making people laugh at him more.
Mm.
So then I got in trouble even more. Um,
Oh.
but, I didn't sign up for the Marine Corps because I was smart. Signed up because I like to do dumb things. And I've done my fair share.
Mhm.
Um, so then we started training for truck debt. We're going to be a group of guys. We're going to be attached to 1-2, and we're going to be a part of their motor T and do that gig. We're going to be delivering supplies to them and troops or whatever they need. Had a few incidents then during training. I fell for a classic. The platoon staff sergeant, he was kind of a shitbird, and he got relieved of command before we went over there. But before he got relieved of command, we had like a Warriors night, and I'd had a couple beers. I mean, the guys like me. They like me when I'm drunk. It's just people who are above me that don't like me when I'm drunk. um, so he came down. Hey, let's go over here to the head. And, hey, no rank, man. Tell me what you think. And like an idiot, yeah, I fell for it. And I told him exactly what I thought about him. And
Mm.
then so the next week, when I was having my paperwork taken care of for what I told him, the sergeant was asking me if I understood everything that was in the paperwork and how you're not supposed to be speaking like that to staff NCOs. My sergeant, the button on his blouse was undone. So I thought that was a good time to go ahead and adjust his uniform for him before I
Oh.
signed my paperwork.
Ooh.
Mm.
Who puts it up on a silver platter for you like that, man?
Right.
You got to, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna miss this opportunity. Uh, so then we shipped out. We did our thing over there. We had a good tour. Uh, very, very solid. Came back, and that's when the drinking started full speed in earnest. Let's go for it. We got back. I think I got a beer as soon as I got off the bus. And I don't think I stopped drinking until 3 years ago. So
Wow.
sometime, and so like from 2009, March of 2009 till March of 2022, pretty much just a roller coaster ride of drugs, women, and alcohol. It was the worst blast ever.
The worst class
Mhm.
ever. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
I joke about it and I laugh, but it's like bad. Like if you watched a movie about it, you would think I'm a piece of shit. I'm disgusting. And I know that I have to live up. I have those things and I just get past them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everybody's a piece of shit in their own way, you know? So, well, not everybody, but you know.
Are you enjoying these stories of veterans totally rocking it with sobriety? Here at This Sober Vet podcast, we want to keep bringing these warriors' tales of triumphs to you. However, we need your help to make that happen. We're in need of sponsors for this Sober Vet podcast. That's right, now's the time to show your support, advertise your brand, or just make a monetary donation. It's easy. Just go to our website, www.thissobervet.com. To become a sponsor, fill out the form on our contact page. To donate, just click on support the mission. Let's keep shining a light for those still in the dark. So Joe, what was your aha moment where you're kind of like, you know what, like enough's enough. I need to change my ways.
So my deal was I would wake up around like 5:30, 5:45 in the morning, um, try not to throw up,
Mm.
head to the liquor store, get 2 pints of vodka, two tall boys, um, and some Gatorade. And then I'd have like this much Gatorade and the pint of vodka in there, get most of that down, then start the tall boy and go to work.
Mhm.
That was how I would do my day. And then lunch, have like three doubles, come back from lunch, finish that other pint of vodka and the other tall boy. And then when work was over, go back to the bar and get about hopefully just three more doubles and then go home. So I had done that and I was coming home and I had ran into a neighbor of mine, this father and son group. The previous weekend, they were walking near my property and there was a coyote on the property and they shot at the coyote. And I didn't appreciate that. My partner, Ariel, was down there. So when I pulled up, I said, hey, my partner was down there. Please don't be shooting onto my property. You don't know what you're going to hit, right? The father had no problem with that. I pull up to my house. The son is on a hillside right by my front door. I say the same thing to him. And I believe that I was in a good mood at the time. But he immediately responded with, well, what about my dog? And that immediately pissed me off. Like, I'm talking about this beautiful woman who you could have put her eye out or whatever,
Mhm.
and immediately it's your dog that you're concerned about, dude. So I, like, fuck you, fuck your dog. I went
Mhm.
inside because I was like, I got a great idea for your dog. Here, just wait right here. I went inside, I grabbed a shotgun. And people always say, I'm so glad you didn't hit him. And I'm like, I didn't miss what I was aiming at. I wasn't aiming at him. So I fired the shotgun and oh my God, I hadn't fired around like that in so long. It felt fucking amazing. I was like, boom. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're going to do this. Boom. Another one. Oh, this is even better.
Wow.
Run downstairs. And then when I got downstairs, I was like, fuck, to get to his front door, I was going to have to like run a long ways. And I thought, I can't run. I shouldn't be driving. I don't know. And I was like, fuck, okay. So then I fired off one more, then went back to the up into my house. But before I got in the house, I fired off a fourth one just for good measure. And then I was like, wow, that was cool. My phone rings. It's my landlord. "Hey man, can you stop firing your gun?" And I was like, "What gun are you talking about? I don't have anything over here with a firing pin. I don't own any guns. I just made up some bullshit lie real quick." And he went, okay." But then on the inside, I'm like, they're gonna call the fucking cops. So I went and I got my ammo, my shotgun ammo, and I set it up by. I had a window, second story that overlooked the driveway, and that's where they would be pulling up. So I set that up, and then if they made it past there, there's the stairs to the front door. So I set up my ammo to here to get them off the door, and then I waited and waited, and I thought, okay, well, I want to be clean. So I took a shower and got dressed, and then I was like, fuck it. And then I woke up in the morning and I was like, man, that was a crazy dream. And I put my hand in my pocket and I felt these shotgun shells. And I was like, oh, fuck. That
Mm.
wasn't a fucking dream.
Yeah.
It was time. It was morning time, right? So I beelined it to the fucking liquor store. I got my pints of vodka. I got some Fireball. I guess they're triple shots.
Mhm.
And I started just pouring those in my gullet. I couldn't shake the feeling. Oh, I have a currently she's 19 years old. Her name is Wilhelmina, and she is the most beautiful thing in my life. She is my stepdaughter. I've known
Mhm.
her since she was 5 years old.
Mhm.
I love her with everything that I have. She was in the house when all of that was going on.
Mm.
She was in her room. There was a text on my phone in the morning from her mom saying, "What's going on? I'm scared. Will is scared.
Mm.
Please
Mm.
contact me."
Mm.
That fucking kills me.
Yeah.
Even now, oh my God. So, like, I've dedicated myself to not ever letting her down ever again, or not ever having that feeling ever again.
Mhm.
That's the wo that's rock bottom. That feeling right there, I could not shake that feeling. So, I finished the alcohol that I bought. I went to the and we're not even at, like, it's not even 8:45 in the morning yet. So, I go to the bar, The Med, and I have, Jameson and Coke, and it's about 9:30. I was like, "Okay, I gotta get to work." Because through all of this, all the drugs, all the alcohol, the Adderall, the cocaine, everything, people hire me to do work and pay me good money.
You're like, go figure, huh? Uh-huh.
Yeah, and like my Gatorade bottles are like they look like water. I'm not hiding it from anybody. I'm not even trying, and they're just blind eyeing it, or I don't know.
Mm.
But it doesn't matter. It's my responsibility to take care of myself. It's no one else's responsibility. But it just amazes me how much you can get away with. Um, so I go to work and the foreman there, he's at the same time, and I told him what happened, and he just kind of laughed it off. And I was like, all right. I tried to start some work. I couldn't do work, man. I had a beer and I slammed a beer, and then I was just sitting on the ground in this homeowner's backyard, just like falling apart. I was a puddle. I was a fucking puddle, man. And I had like my phone. I think I called my aunt. I don't know who I was calling. I just realized I needed help. And
Mm.
I made a decision right then and there. Like I had two choices, right? I had two things I could do. And I've been drinking for a long time trying to do that first one, and I didn't do it then. So obviously now it's time to get up. You're not going to kill yourself, clearly. So you're going to
Mhm.
get up and you're going to go to rehab. So I got up and I got my truck and I went to the VA clinic, and I walked in the door and I said, I need help. I want to go to rehab. And the lady said, okay, cool. Here, fill out these forms. And I was like, I don't know my fucking name. How am I supposed to fill these forms out? And I pushed them away and I left. I was pissed.
Mm.
Um, she's a good lady. I don't know her name, but she checked in later to make sure that I got the help that I needed. And they care at the VA. She really cared. She went out of her way to make sure, hey, this guy stopped by. Did he show up anywhere else? And so they got
Oh,
back to her.
wow. That's
So good,
awesome.
there are people in the VA that care,
Yeah.
in my experience. So from there, I went to a bar, got a few more drinks in me, and then I left that bar. For some reason, I stopped at another bar because I was drunk. Um, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go see my friend. And I drove out to see my friend Sarissa. And I started talking to her, and I'd called my friend Kathleen. And I'd let them know that I wanted help and I needed to be at a rehab center. And they were talking behind the scenes while I was hanging out. And they had called the VA at Palo Alto. And it turns out is you just go to the ER. And
Mhm.
they asked me if that's what I wanted to do. I said, yeah, man, I want to do this. Because I'm drunk. Okay. You can never go to rehab sober. I don't know if anyone's done that. Don't try it. It's way easier when you sober up, you don't want to go. Um, so I was in her kitchen. I slammed half a bottle of whiskey, and I was like, let's go. We went to the ER, They asked me if I had any allergies. I said, yeah, alcohol. It fucks me up. They put me into the psych ward. I tried to sneak my pen in, my vape pen. I didn't get away. I got a ticket that day being there. Just a warning. It's crazy. How can I get a warning? I told the guy, he told me to strip, and I was like, "Oh my god, look what I found on the ground." But I mean, how does he know I didn't find that on the ground? You know what I mean? He wasn't looking. So then I spent a week in the psych ward, which is a very interesting experience. You see a lot of veterans in there who need help, and
Yeah.
that's kind of where you learn that veterans need help.
Yeah.
We shoot ourselves in the foot a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys I saw in there, they think they're smarter than the doctors, and they will say as much. And no, maybe they are, and maybe they aren't, but it doesn't matter because you're in the psych ward and that guy's not in the psych ward. So you got to listen to what he says. And the only way to get out of here is to not tell them that you are smarter than them.
Right.
Like you got to learn those little things. You got to play the game if you want to get help. You know, they're humans. You be nice to them and they'll be nice to you. If you're going to be mean to them, you're not going to get the best service from them
Mhm.
always. But they're doctors, they understand. But there are some very mean veterans and the things that the nurses put up with, and they still come back every day and help us. They're amazing.
Yeah.
So after a week there, moved next door to rehab. That was, I think, a 50-day process called FOR. Uh, you just, you learn how to deal with emotions. You learn how
Mhm.
to recognize your triggers. You learn how to talk about your feelings. We
Yeah.
say thank you to the staff every night for all the job that they do. We have this class called Synergy. It's a weird class everybody tried to skip. It's about learning how to dance when you're not drunk.
Okay.
People can't dance when they're not drunk. You got to get rid of that little that nervousness.
Right.
That was
Mhm.
one of the most helpful classes.
Wow.
Once you learn to break that little thing of like, oh, people are going to judge me. Nobody cares, dude. You are not that cool. No one's looking.
Mhm.
Well said. Well said.
And
Nice.
that is where I was introduced to art, and because they have a little lady with a cart comes by twice a week, and you do a little art project, and I realized, hey, this is cool. I like this. I was also introduced to equine therapy. Equine therapy is all about staying in the moment.
Mhm.
Um, because you got to be nice, you got to be chill, you got to be relaxed. If you want that horse to come over and let you pet it, the horse
Yeah.
isn't going to be around you if you're all tweaky.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So staying in the moment. I learned I like art, and I learned that I thrive in a system with structure. They got a
Mhm.
little what was it, chain of command. By after 2 or 3 weeks, I was top of the chain of command. So, oh, okay, a little structure. I kind of thrive here. I just need it to be loose. I don't need it to be a real hard structure.
Uh-huh.
So when I got out of rehab, I got out of rehab on my dad's birthday, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
Um, but he died in 2013. He died a long time ago. I just thought it was funny that I got out of rehab on his birthday, like kind of like, ha ha.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I signed up for real college because I needed structure. So those are classes. I couldn't afford to go to therapy. Our classes are way less expensive. So I thought this is what I'm going to do.
Awesome.
Um, I showed up the first day, super nervous. I've been on a job site. I've been in the Marine Corps. I'm 42 years old. These are 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds in an art class. They do not want to hear anything I have to say. They don't need to hear anything. I have nothing to give them right now. I just need to sit here and take in everything and learn. And
Uh-huh.
that's exactly what I did. And once I started, okay, this place is like kindergarten. Everyone's the same age. Everyone's nice to each other,
Mhm.
and everyone's excited about each other's art. And we
Oh,
all, it's like,
good.
oh man, it doesn't matter. As long
Yeah.
as you're expressing yourself and you're
Yeah.
doing it, you're doing it. You are an artist. And it's like every day I get to come here and I get to be a kid and have fun and just be
Mhm.
grateful for life. And I get to just draw or make something out of clay.
That's awesome.
I jumped in a pile of shit that came out smelling like roses. I am so lucky.
That's good.
Wow.
Nice.
That is great. Well, what does sobriety give you today that you never thought you would have again?
Hope, a
Hope.
future.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like I wanted to die. I was trying to die. Even in sobriety, I've had to. I do take medication. I
Mhm.
started with low doses. Um, I wanted low doses because I still need to be me and I still need to be able to do the work. But yeah, I need a little crutch every now and then. This summer, I helped somebody through a relapse,
Mhm.
Mm.
and this was kind of like I got to be close to drugs, and I could have slipped up
Yeah.
Right.
easily. I could have slipped up, but I reached out to my circle. I reached out to my doctor. I
Right.
I I remembered, "Oh, this med did this, and this med did that. Okay, maybe we need to up those doses a little bit."
Okay.
And we did, and they worked for me. Maybe that doesn't work for everybody, but that was
Mhm.
what works for me. Reaching out to my circle works for me. Waking up feeling good in the morning, that works for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Being able to be an artist. Drugs and alcohol rob you of your soul.
Mhm.
I play guitar. I would picking up the guitar and like crying because I couldn't get anything to come out. I started doing the drugs so I could play the guitar, and now I'm just doing the drugs and I can't even play the fucking guitar, right? Like
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
but now I can play the guitar again.
There you go.
Um, you get your life back.
Mhm.
You know, I get to hang out with Wilhelmina.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You get hope, endless possibilities. I was in the Marine Corps. I can do anything. So now I'm in the civilian world. I know that I can do anything. So
Absolutely.
I'll
Yeah.
just be doing
Yes.
anything that I want.
Nice. I love that. That's awesome. And how is your relationship with your daughter now? Everything's good still?
Everything's great.
All right.
We went to dinner the other night and had a blast.
Good.
A lot of fun.
Very good.
She actually goes to Cabrillo with me.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So the campus is split. I stick to the art side. I've been here for 7 semesters, just art classes. That's all I'm doing.
Awesome.
So she has
Okay.
her regular classes.
Mhm.
Um, she has art history near me. Uh, I wave just to embarrass her
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Hey, honey. Nice. So what do you do with your art? Is it all up in your walls in your house, or what do you do after you complete something?
um, I had been going to like farmers markets and trying to sell them.
Mm,
I
Okay.
do have my house decorated. I posted online on my Instagram page. But other than that, yeah, if somebody asks me to make something for them, I make it for them.
nice.
I like making stuff. It keeps my hands busy.
Right.
And I like making
Mhm.
stuff that's like about my family or something that I've been through because then I can fall in love with the piece. And if I fall in love with the piece, I can give all of myself to it.
Yeah.
You know, I can feel good about it and I
Awesome.
can feel good about the process.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's really what I like is I like the doing. The end result, I don't, they come out good, but I don't care.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just more, did I get to be in the moment?
Right.
That's all I want to do.
Right.
I want to be in
Yeah.
the moment as much as I can.
Gotcha. Wow. What would you tell someone who's thinking about stop drinking, stop drugging?
I would say do it, and it's the most empowering feeling you're gonna have had in a long time. When you ask for help and you realize like, "Okay, hey, I need help," and people help you, and nothing bad happens. Oh my god, I'm not that like, nothing bad happened. We're gonna accomplish this mission. You never went on a mission by yourself when you were in the military. Why would you go on this mission alone here, now? It's a
Uh-huh.
hard mission to do.
That's a great point
Great
right there.
point.
I
Love
like
that.
that.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
good
Yeah,
nugget right there.
Mhm.
Yes.
I feel like it's a lot of strength. It's taking control of my life. I'm no longer the cork just floating down the gutter. I've I have the rudder and the sail now. I'm in charge. My name is Joe Rodriguez, and that's how I became this sober vet.